College sports is changing fast, and Cal might be showing us the future. The California Golden Bears are laying off up to 25 staff members, not because they want to, because they have to. They're dealing with a $24 million deficit, rising costs, and less TV money after leaving the Pac 12. So, what's their solution? A complete reset in their athletic department. They're launching something called Strawberry Creek Studios, turning their entire athletic department into a content and revenue machine, not just promoting sports, but selling them, producing them, and monetizing it at a whole new level. And honestly, this might be where college athletics is headed. With NIL, revenue sharing, and realignment shaking everything up, schools aren't just competing on the field anymore, they're competing financially. The question is, can programs like Cal adapt fast enough to survive, or is this the beginning of a bigger divide in college sports? This week in college athletics, one of the most telling stories about the future of the industry isn't happening on the field, it's happening behind the scenes at California and the Golden Bears athletic department. The department is undergoing a massive internal shakeup, laying off potentially 25 staff members across marketing, communications, and creative services. That's a significant portion of the people responsible for telling the story of Cal sports.
Yeah, and it's not just cost cutting, it's complete restructuring. Cal is launching something called Strawberry Creek Studios, which they described as a shift from traditional promotional model to a full scale content and revenue engine, with the goal being to drive money and create a more authentic storytelling uh, system in a rapidly changing college sports landscape. So, I mean, this is really driven out of financial pressure and more or less desperation, somewhat.
Yeah, this is definitely a financial move. Cal is staring at a $24.3 million shortfall combined with ongoing debt from stadium renovations and reduced media revenue after leaving the Pac 12 conference for the Atlantic Coast Conference. Add in rising travel costs, coaching salaries, and a new era of NIL plus revenue sharing. Schools are being squeezed from every angle, and Cal isn't alone. Across the country, programs are trying to figure out how to survive, and in some cases, stay relevant. Schools like the University of Kentucky are getting proactive, even restructuring into new business models to prepare for paying athletes directly. But here's the key difference. Kentucky's trying to scale up. Cal is just trying to stay afloat. And that brings us to football, the engine that drives everything. Cal brought in Ron Rivera as general manager to modernize the program. And after moving on from Justin Wilcox, they've handed the reins to Tosh Lupoi, a high energy recruiter who's already building buzz. The hope is simple: win games, generate revenue, and stay naturally relevant before the next round of conference realignment hits. Because make no mistake, college sports is no longer about wins and losses. It's about business survival. I mean, just wait for private equities who have started to invest in money into athletic departments, see what they do. As somebody that works firsthand in college athletics, I will say the people that are getting cut in these jobs are very important to how the game is presented and put on. And these people already don't make any money. Working in college athletics is incredibly difficult because there's no money in it. There's really no money in it. So every time I hear people complain that athletes aren't getting paid and everybody's making money off of them, they're not. Maybe it's the school president who's making money off of all the kids at the school anyway, if you want to get into the weeds. I mean, we talk about like medical hospitals for schools are making money off of free labor, all that. You want to play that game, fine. But the reality is most people that work in college athletics that are professionals are already not making any money. And you know what they're doing? They're getting rid of these people. They're getting rid of sports and information directors. These are the people that have to report things for NCAA record holding. And these people are getting replaced to tell a better story. How do you trust anything coming out of any of these schools if this continues to go that way to try to make everything based on money? Now, you want to talk about subscriptions like we talked about the NFL? Do you think that this content's going to be free content on social media from these universities, from Strawberry Creek Studios? Are you kidding me? This thing's going to be all about money. These are the repercussions, Frank, to paying teenagers money to play a sport.
It's not even that. It's also self-inflicted out of Cal because they didn't have to move out of the Pac-12 to go to the Atlantic Coast Conference. And one of the things that they're saying is rising travel costs. That's self-inflicted. You chose to do that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to pick a predominantly East Coast conference to go to. So rising coach salaries, that is what it is. NIL revenue sharing, yeah, that's going to affect everybody. But seriously, part of that $24.3 million, dollars, the university has to look at themselves and go, yeah, we kind of did that one to ourselves.
Yeah, but they also would be making way less money if they didn't do that. I mean, that's the other alternative. It was like you got left behind. You could be Washington State and Oregon State. What are they doing right now in college athletics? Are you better off right now as Cal or Oregon State?
Their power conference.
They're not power conference. You
Power
know
Act
it.
12. The P stands for power, dude.
Cal is making way more money and is more relevant in sports than Oregon State and Washington State right now because they made that move. Unfortunately for them, that's the decision that got made because USC and UCLA wanted to be big shots and wanted $100 million. I don't blame Cal and Stanford as much as I blame USC and UCLA. And at the end of the day, it's really Texas and Oklahoma. And Texas is a school that can actually afford to do all of this crazy stuff, where schools like Cal can't. You start breaking down the revenue of all of these athletic departments. Again, I was being told everybody was making money. Everybody was making money off of the poor college kids that were getting scholarships. Everybody was making money. Yet all of the financial reports that come out, aside from like the University of Texas, no athletic department is making any type of profit. In fact, football is the only thing that makes any type of revenue. And they have all of these sports that are bleeding money. So you think this is a problem? Like it's going to start with this. And then if they continue to lose money, guess what's getting cut next?
Sports.
Sports. They're going to start killing off sports that don't make any money. They'll have to do it via Title IX, but they're going to start wiping sports out. So this is what a lot of people are advocates for. This is why you have to put in rules to try to fix this problem because everything continues to get worse in college athletics.